stipulated in policy 903, when your name is called, please approach the podium, state your name, confirm your residence or taxpayer in the district, and topic of discussion for the record. Please direct your comments to the board as a whole, not to an individual. We ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. The privilege to speak may be revoked, interrupted, or recess of the meeting may be called by the chair if the speaker does not display reasonable form and orderly conduct. Thank you. Ms. Johnson.
My name is Susanne Johnson, and as a district parent and taxpayer, I've repeatedly shared my concerns about this district's budgeting practices and student proficiency scores. Unfortunately, our PSSA scores have been declining for over a decade, leading to our district having the lowest scores in the county. And the middle school scores are so low, the state is requiring a targeted support and improvement plan because our student attendance and ELA and math PSSA scores were below the minimum standards. Last week, I was pleased to hear Ms. Golden share initiatives to improve attendance and instruction through teacher planning and collaboration. Last week, Dr. Biaski also mentioned that Patan was helping prepare our staff for our new elementary autism classroom and other support classes, but I haven't heard how Patan or other external experts have been consulted to improve our literacy and math instruction in our district. For years, we've heard about mapping curriculum to standards, documenting curriculum review and update processes, and a slow implementation of science of reading methods. Since I moved to this district 4 years ago, I've been a strong advocate for implementing these evidence-based literacy instruction methods with fidelity. My understanding is that finally all kindergarten through second grade teachers have received the science of reading training. Of course, kids that were in kindergarten when I came into this district are now in 4th grade and started taking PSSAs last year without that benefit of the essential science of reading base. To quote Dr. Steve Dykstra, a renowned expert in literacy and child development, the school that's on the slow road to better instruction is sacrificing another year of children. How long must we wait? Switching gears, it's also important to address budgeting and spending concerns. The June General Fund year-to-date report shows that the district ended the 24-25 year with a deficit of about $825,000 pending final adjustments and the audit. In June, this board also approved the 25-26 budget with an estimated $2.5 million deficit. And now we're in limbo, still waiting for the state to pass their budget and hoping that the impasse won't continue so long that we have to borrow, take out short-term loans. And this administration board, as this administration board looks at capital projects and other spending this year, there needs to be more consideration on the impact of taxes, and some hard decisions need to be made about spending priorities. This district is already paying $4 million per year just for debt services to cover our building projects. And clearly investing in career and technology education is inherent and important and must be a top priority. And last we heard, it was estimated that the ACTI building project would cost our district about $500,000 per year. We don't really know. There are also large facility grant projects and athletic field projects discussed last year. And of course, all this is on top of the general operating expenses each year. It's not fiscally responsible to continue to pass budgets with large deficits and approve expensive new spending initiatives and simply hope for windfalls from state or federal government funding, or better than expected interest rates, or investment returns that have led to our previous budget surpluses. We can't keep hoping for the best. I've heard plenty of finger pointing, but it is this administration, not the prior superintendent or prior board, but this administration and this board's responsibility to follow your established processes to ensure transparency and fiduciary responsibility. And on tonight's agenda, the board is being asked to retroactively approve 2 large change orders for work that was already completed on the building project. This is completely unacceptable. Further, in terms of transparency, all too often we see 8-to-1 votes with little to no discussion as to why the school members are voting the way they are. For example, last week, there was only 1 dissenting vote to appoint Mr. Perez to fill a 3-month board vacancy, despite the fact that Ms. Baylis was the only candidate with over 10 years of experience on the school board, has been engaged with topics before the school board, and is the only one interviewed that the primary election voters chose to be on the Republican ballot in the general election. So how is it possible that all the Republicans up there, except Mr. Sullivan, didn't pick your own candidate? The most experienced one to hit the ground running, Ms. Baylis. Very disappointing and a waste